Did a medieval courtier secretly harbor desires for a stable boy? Could a 15th century poet have been obsessed with a mare? And what if the secrets of the Albigensian Crusade were hidden within the lyrics of a troubadour song? Let's dive into a whirlwind tour of forbidden loves, clandestine meetings, and shocking encounters, all pulled from the dusty pages of a forgotten manuscript. Our journey begins in 15th century Spain, amidst the opulent courts of Castile and Aragon. Forget gallant knights and damsels in distress. This was a world of intricate power plays, whispered betrayals, and a startlingly liberal attitude toward male intimacy. A courtier, let's call him Bernardo del Carpio, found himself increasingly drawn to the youthful energy of a stable boy, a forbidden attraction fueled by shared glances and stolen moments amidst the scent of hay and leather. It wasn't just a fleeting fancy. Bernardo meticulously documented his feelings in secret, a dangerous game played under the watchful eyes of his superiors. Meanwhile, across the Mediterranean in the bustling port of Cairo, a scholar named Ben Elazar Jacob was wrestling with a far more complex obsession. He wasn't interested in a stable boy, but in a powerful, influential woman, a figure shrouded in mystery and rumored to possess dangerous knowledge. His writings, filled with coded references and unsettling imagery, hinted at a desperate yearning for connection, a desire that bordered on the obsessive. His notes spoke of the shimmering silk of her gaze and the intoxicating scent of her secrets, a language of longing that hinted at a deeper, more unsettling truth. Let's jump forward to 17th century France, where the world of the commedia dell'arte was exploding with laughter and subversive commentary. A mischievous character, perhaps a flamboyant lover, was engaging in a series of elaborate schemes, each designed to expose the hypocrisy and absurdity of the court. He wasn't just telling jokes, he was dismantling social conventions with every witty line and exaggerated gesture. Imagine a scene: a masked performer dressed as a shepherd seducing a noblewoman with a knowing wink and a scandalous rhyme. Now let's travel to the Holy Land, circa 1220. A crusader, a fierce warrior named Guy of Lusignan, found himself embroiled in a passionate affair with a Saracen woman, a figure who challenged his preconceived notions of both beauty and loyalty. Their love story, whispered in hushed tones amidst the chaos of battle, was a dangerous game of defiance and desire, a testament to the blurred lines between enemy and lover. He wrote of her dark eyes like the desert night and the heat of her touch, a stark contrast to the cold steel of his sword. Let's shift our focus to the Italian Renaissance, where a poet named Giovanni Boccaccio was crafting tales of lust, betrayal, and redemption. His Decameron wasn't just a collection of stories, it was a meticulously constructed exploration of human desire, a daring critique of societal norms. Imagine a scene: a group of young women, fleeing the plague, gather in a secluded villa and begin to tell stories filled with explicit encounters, scandalous affairs, and a shocking disregard for conventional morality. Moving eastward, we encounter a fascinating figure from 13th century Persia, Hussein, a Sufi mystic who wrote extensively about the nature of desire and the pursuit of divine love. His writings, filled with evocative imagery and cryptic symbolism, explored the complexities of human longing, suggesting that the most profound spiritual experiences could be found in the depths of earthly passion. He described a state of ecstatic union, a merging of the self with the divine, a concept that was both alluring and unsettling. The 16th century brought us to the Albigensian Crusade, a brutal conflict between Christian and Cathar forces. Amidst the bloodshed and religious fervor, a young woman named Bella Cule, a noblewoman, found herself caught in a web of intrigue and betrayal. Her story, preserved in fragmented letters and court records, reveals a woman of remarkable intelligence and resilience, a figure who defied expectations and challenged the patriarchal norms of her time. She was the center of a dangerous game of political maneuvering, a pawn in a power struggle that threatened to consume the entire region. Back in Spain, the 18th century witnessed the rise of a scandalous novel, La Huracana, penned by a Spanish nobleman. The book's author, Juan Manuel, detailed a passionate and obsessive love affair between a nobleman and a young indigenous woman. The tale was filled with exotic imagery, vivid descriptions of the Chilean wilderness, and a troubling exploration of colonialism and desire. Let's fast forward to the late 19th century, where a composer named Guillaume de Loris was crafting a long, elaborate poem, Roman de la Rose. This wasn't just a romantic ballad, it was a complex allegory of love, loss, and the search for meaning. The poem's central characters, a young nobleman and a fair lady, were trapped in a labyrinth of desire, their paths intertwined by fate and fueled by a yearning for something beyond the mundane. The 20th century brought us to a world grappling with new forms of desire and identity. In the early 1900s, a playwright named Oscar Wilde was experimenting with gender and sexuality in his works, challenging Victorian conventions and exploring the fluidity of human experience. His characters, often flamboyant and unconventional, defied easy categorization, blurring the lines between male and female and questioning the very nature of identity. And finally, let's consider the 21st century, where a group of queer artists and activists are using performance and storytelling to challenge societal norms and celebrate the diversity of human experience. They're reclaiming forbidden narratives, creating spaces for vulnerability and connection, and demanding recognition for the complexities of their lives. So, as we close this whirlwind tour of forbidden loves and secret desires, one question remains. Are these stories merely relics of the past, or do they offer a timeless reflection of the human condition? Do these glimpses into the past reveal something profound about our own desires, our own vulnerabilities, and our own capacity for both love and betrayal?